All right, we're back here for our second feature match of the week here, week one, Tarkir Dragonstorm League. We've got Matthew H, who is representing Salta. I guess they let him out of the compound here for a public appearance under the scrutiny of the expert commentators. Up against Ryan M, who's once again representing Mardu, trying to get Mardu a feature match win here in week one. What's Ryan's hand looking like?
Ryan's hand is looking all right. We're playing Mardu. Looks like Ryan's on Mardu stuff.
All right, on
Gonna
theme.
play a Devotee. We have a Shock Brigade, a Channel Dragon Fire, a Defibrillating Current, and then a bunch of Swamps and Plains. We actually didn't have red till we drew this Devotee. So we kind of really needed this. He sees a mountain here. He's trying to figure out if he should keep it on top or not.
Yeah, I'm
Doesn't.
starting. I'm starting to come up on this Martyr devotee. I was kind of just. I wouldn't say down on it, but I just wasn't really giving it a super huge amount of respect. But a couple people talked me up on it earlier today, and I think it's one of the better ones of the cycle, honestly. Just because it scries too, and it's a little body for your aggro deck.
Yeah, it does a lot, right? Like it does a lot with it. With it asks very little, just one white mana, frees up your mana. Scry 2 is basically draw a card, right? It's real close.
Yeah, so it looks like we got a Jeskai leaning deck here for Matthew. In hand, he has Poise Practitioner, which is the 3 mana flurry creature that gets a +1 counter. The white creature. He has the Dawnbreaker, the dragon with Omen. Well, all the cards with omens are dragons, but the white common. He's got an Equilibrium Adept, and he's got the Storm Plane Detainment, which is the Banishing Light variant. Actually, it just has the same text as Banishing Light. So he's just going to play his Dawnbreaker here. He just says, you know what? I'm going to play bigger creatures than you. You can play 1/2s and 1/3s. I'll play a 2/3 for 2, and I'll play a 4/5 dragon here on turn 4. So pretty good. This is pretty much exactly how you want to play your Dragonstorm Globe.
Yeah, and I mean we kind of have an answer. We do need Matthew to block this 1/1 so the current can kill it.
Oh, the 4 damage, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, he's doing it. I will say I'm somewhat surprised that the Supreme Con of Sultai has allowed one of their players to be put under such public scrutiny here. They're usually so secretive, but here he is for all of us to see. He's drawn a Rugged Highlands here, which indicates he may be. Well, the Sandstep Citadel also indicates he may be more than just Jeskai, the one that's already in play. So
mm.
looks like he may have some extra colors here on top of the white and red cards that we've seen so far.
Okay. Well, how about you draw a card that draws some cards? That's pretty good.
We like it. We'll take it. Yeah, Equilibrium Adept, solid version of this effect. We've seen it now. You know, uh, every other set or so, we get a red creature that seems to do this.
We just drew Zergo.
That's a nice one.
That's pretty fun. I mean, the
Yeah,
tokens still get blocked for now, although we also have the Dragonfire in hand, so we can deal a little damage to something if we need to.
yeah. So Zerko, it looks like it's a beating, but like unless you're like playing it on the play when your opponent can't do anything, or you have
Mm-hmm.
a really dominant holder of the game, like they're just gonna block the tokens a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Like
it's
those
it's hard to
tokens
make the
don't
tokens
survive to
stick
end step
around.
all that often, right?
Yeah, usually it's a lot easier to block the tokens than it is to block Zergo, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
would say like in a draft setting, if you can get that on turn 3, then obviously like if you're on the play, it's just gonna could be a beating. But where things are a
look
little
at
more
this.
drawn out in league, the card loses a bit of its power.
A lot of triggers happening for Matthew.
I mean, what's the best thing to do with opportunity? Seize more opportunity. So he's got access to another seize opportunity or a dragon next turn. I I mean, a 5/5 dragon with Ward 2 seems pretty good. I would not be unhappy.
We have a Goblin Surprise and a Channel Dragonfire in hand and a Plains.
Goblin Surprise, that's a good one. That's the greatest trumpet blast I've ever seen. Yeah, yeah. So so that's part of our custom set here. I don't think we've come across any cards from it. We hadn't come across any cards from it just yet. I guess because in our first match, only one player took a loss, and they must have had the Dragonstorm pack, but we do have our custom set that players can take packs from when they lose here, and Goblin Surprise is one of those cards.
Nice little surprise for you, Matthew. How about a goblin
Yeah,
surprise?
I was
That's a lot
surprised
of
we got
info right
that,
there.
and Hordling Outburst as well is in that collection.
Um,
That just 3 mana
and
for
we're,
3/1/1s. Yeah, he's just gonna stop the board here. He says you can draw
yeah,
cards. I don't mind, but I'm gonna make a wide board. I'm gonna do the Mardu thing.
he gets to keep the 1/1.
You must feel very proud right now that the Mardu player is doing the Mardu thing.
I think this is the matchup we're going to see all league, which is like 5-color dragons versus some kind of aggro deck.
Yeah, I would say it's a little early in the league for a really focused Mardu decks and
Yes.
stuff like this.
Yeah,
Maybe later
I
on.
agree.
I think that's how Cons League kind of worked. It kind of just went to the two extremes. There wasn't too much in the middle. Hopefully, we get
It's
a bit more diversified meta that plays out, but we'll see. The league is still young. I think that the presence of the extra set here might spice things up a little bit. Maybe
yeah.
change that. Okay, he's gonna
He's
cast
trying
the
to
Omen
raise. This
here.
is interesting.
So he's got double strike for. No, he can't do too much here to really protect himself because he drew Frontline Rush, which is that Boros instant that could pump a
Hmm.
creature, and his creature has double strike. So, but there was no way for him to get 11 even with the double strike. But he's in big trouble here. Is Matthew?
He's attacking.
I think he's going to try and win next turn with because he has this Fortress Kingguard and the Meticulous Artisan, and he has the Frontline Rush to pump equal to the amount of creatures.
Okay.
So he's hoping if I can get through with this 2/4, I will be able to make it lethal with the pump spell and the double strike. Because he could play he could play those two cards that he exiled.
Let's see if Ryan holds back a blocker. He can't deal lethal.
It'll
He's
make
just
it
got the Dragon Fire, 2 planes.
yeah, it'll make it a 5/5 double strike if he gets to do that.
No.
Okay, so I mean, obviously, there's no way he could expect the last card in hand to be a pump spell, but yeah, I mean, Matthew can't really afford to play around anything. Plus, he's just going to make like 3 creatures that could block, so
Yeah.
there's literally no reason for him to not go for it here. This Meticulous Artist is a card I've barely ever seen played, but I mean, I read it. It reads okay, but maybe in just such a powerful set, it's just going to fade into the background, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just like it's a little bit of fixing, but it's a little slow. There's better fixing for cheaper, but I mean, early league, it has a role for sure.
I mean, yeah, in week 1, it's a fixer. You're just like, yep, this is a fixer, even if it just makes
Hmm.
you that one treasure. Yeah, looks like he's gonna snatch the game here with his pump spell. Double strike strikes again here.
It's a clean 12 damage right there. Ouch.
Yeah, and the Mardu continue to not have too good a showing in these public settings so far.
Well, we did bring a 60 card deck this time, so we're excited about
Okay,
that.
that's already
We got an Ugin on our top end.
okay.
That looks pretty nice.
Yeah, so we got a Jeskai deck here, though
And
there
it's
is
kind
one green card I see, which is the Karakik Guardian. It's like the Teamer dragon that has hexproof unless it's dealt damage.
of. Mm-hmm.
The six drop. But the rest is all Jeskai all the time here.
Yeah, this is all Mardu, not splashing anything. Ugin at top, but our curve tops out at 5. A lot of 2s, a lot of 3s.
Yeah, I mean we have. I mean this is a pretty inexpensive deck here too. Like lots of 2s, bunches of 3s. Uh, he only has 5 cards that cost more than 4 mana, and 2 of them have omens.
Nice.
Three of them have omens actually. He has probably my favorite, my most cloud blazeriest card in the set, which is the Jeskai Shrine Keeper, the dragon that comes in flying haste when it hits,
Oh
you
yeah,
draw a card and gain a life. I mean,
yeah,
that's
I
a
just love that.
that's a 4 out of 5 right there, which is unheard of. That's Muldrifter territory right there.
Jeez.
And I
You do
mean,
have to hit. You do have to hit to draw the card though, and
yes,
gain the
but the
life.
thing is, when you play it, the turn that you play it, you're going to hit unless they have an instant. Like you're not going to play it into a blocker. Whenever you play it, you're going to find a window. There's going to be a point in the game where you can get it in clean. You're not going to just play it and say go. Like that would be that you would get like negative points on the index if anything. If you did something as foolish as that.
I like Ryan's hand here, even though it's pretty creature light. He's got exhale, the white exhale, the deal 5 to attacking or blocking.
Okay,
He's got the white Dragonstorm that makes two twos.
not too bad. Yeah.
He's got a Molten Exhale, the red Exhale. He's got another Goblin Surprise, and he does have a dragon, Stormbreak Feral, the 5 mana haste dragon to get
Okay.
back the 4 mana. He only has 2 lands though, so
Okay. So we'll have to hopefully get digging a little bit. Matthew did have to mulligan the original hand. It had lands and spells, just not the right colors of either. Uh, this time he's got a pretty okay hand here. He's got a Embermouth Sentinel here. This is like going to be a first half of the league staple card. Like you're going to see this all the time. Everyone's playing all of their Embermouth Sentinels in week 1 and 2. Like I don't know. I don't think very many of these are in people's sideboards. He went to go get his island here to go along with his planes in hand. He's got 2 seize opportunities. So we saw him cast 2 last game. He's got 4 in his deck.
wow.
So very, very nice card to have. He's got the Practitioner, who we also saw last game, and he's got the Twin Maw Stormbrood, which is the white Stormbrood dragon that has the red omen to burn something for 5 damage.
We did have to pitch our dragon to find lands, but we found him.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, he was otherwise without things to do if he didn't find the
Mm-hmm.
lands. But Matthew definitely does have the board advantage now here with the seize opportunities to either draw cards or pump, and this dragon at some point. But this is a nice way to stabilize against somebody who got off to playing a 2 drop and a 3 drop.
Yeah, not bad. And then we 2 removal spells in hand, 3 now. Drew Defibrillating Current. Also has the Death Gorger, the black dragon with the draw a card omen.
Have you played any of these Dragonstorm enchantments and picked them up with any regularity or?
I haven't.
Yeah,
No, they look good and like they seem like they're great in 5 color dragons. Like they seem like they're really good. This seems like a good one too. Like make 2/2/2s, pick it up, do it again.
I feel like the white one is the only one I would just play without dragons.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I don't know. I just never had enough dragons in any deck to make me really want to play the other ones because the other ones you really have to rebuy them to really get a good deal.
Yeah, no,
This
two
is
two
just
twos for 4. It's not bad.
yeah. I mean, I guess the blue one it replaces itself like draw 2, discard 1, so it replaces itself
Mhm.
with selection. Like that's maybe good enough in some decks if you don't pick it up. But I mean, unsurprisingly, I haven't been playing these like 4 or 5 color dragon monstrosity decks that are popular. So I wouldn't be the one to make maximal use of these dragon storms. But it's a cool cycle. I can't say it's not interesting.
So we could have drawn a card with the Death Gorger to try to find another land because we're missing a land drop again.
Ooh, I feel like
So
I would just see. I'm always deathly afraid to miss land drops, so I feel that's what I would have done.
yeah,
But Ryan is a
and
very excellent player, so I trust his judgment
yeah,
here.
he gets to hold up the white exhale still.
That makes sense. Might want to get rid of that before it gets too large. All right, so he has a couple 6 drops dragons in hand with that have omen. He has lands for a while here. He's got another seize opportunity, so he might just go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
Pretty,
Ryan does have a lot of removal. He's got defibrillating current. He drew the storm plan detainment, and he's got the white exile, so he can take care of stuff for a little while.
yeah. So looking quickly at the records, Matthew here, he's at 2-0. I believe he was a new player for Ether Drift, and I remember he had quite a deep run. I remember he had a cycling deck. He played it in the feature match 1 week, and it was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely steamrolled in that match that he played. I think I even played against him as well and had a similar experience. Uh, Ryan is a pretty established player. I think he started around cons last year. That was one of his
Hmm.
first. That was near the beginning of his time with us, and he's made a couple top eight since then. And he's 2-1 so far, so pretty even matchup here. What are the options now?
So he kept the planes on top. He could cycle the Death Gorger. Is what he's thinking about doing to hit the planes. He also kept an Ugin right behind that on top.
Okay, I don't think you want to shuffle your deck in that case.
No, no, he doesn't want to shuffle.
Yeah, the Gorger like struck me as strange, just because like I this is like the first time I can remember there's just like a black spell that just draws a card where you don't like have to lose a life or something.
Yeah, I'm been impressed by it. And the 3/5 Death Touch is like
Yeah,
that blocks a lot of stuff.
like
This
when
4
like
4 example.
yeah when I read the card I was like, wait, you don't lose a life when you draw a card? Like what is this?
I took me a while to realize you didn't need a target for it, that you could just do it and not put a counter on something.
Yeah, you rarely would want to do that, but you know, if you just need a draw card on turn two and just throw it back in your deck, sure, it works as
Yeah.
well. Right, so he's just
Yeah, I did.
gonna get rid of this dragon and just get his attack on here. Opponent's at 19, so Matthew's doing a good job of not taking damage, but so he's gonna play his 5/4 dragon here. It's gonna gain some life. Unfortunately, that dragon doesn't line up super favorably for Matthew against the death touch when it comes down, but unless Ryan has something, it will hold back the attacks.
No, I mean, he's got a couple ways to deal with it. He's got the white exhale that deal 5 to blocking. He's got the detainment enchantment.
Okay.
Um,
Well, looks like he's using the exhale then.
yeah,
And Ryan, once he gets his land for the dragon, he's going to get to rebuy the enchantment.
yeah.
So
But that's gonna be really cool to see if we get to see that. Then after that, he's only one land away from Ugin. He did draw the Ugin.
yeah, that's a good one. He's got Matthew's just got a mountain and another seize opportunity in hand, so he needs to really seize his opportunity because the door's starting to close here. But Ryan's still 2 lands away, right?
Yeah, so he's still 2 lands away from Ugin. But even just getting back the Death Gorger and making 2/2/2s is gonna be good value.
Yeah, but he will need the 6th land for that. So
I like that he didn't block though. Matthew kind of smelled it out.
okay, yeah, he said. Well, he figured it would be exhale or something like that. All right, time to dig. See what we find. So he's got a trawler, so he can get back, seize opportunity, and seize more opportunity. I think I've
I have
seen already tonight
never,
more
yeah,
copies of this card cast than the entire format so far.
I've never cast that card. I've never put it in my deck. I'm watching people just cast it again and again here. Like,
I've cast it, but between all of my playing and watching other people play, I've already seen it cast more times tonight than I have in total. That sounds like it's a bad card, but it's
yeah, don't draw the land.
just not a card you see that often. I guess a lot of the red decks don't have too much room for it. I guess Jeskai is the one that would make the best use.
It looks good. I didn't realize it was instantly, on your end step. Let
Yeah,
me look at 2 more cards. Like it's good.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, there's a big old dragon, but again, up against that Death Toucher, not looking awesome. Also,
No,
the exhale won't work against this un, unless
not
he
yet.
does a full control. If he does a full control, he could do it at end of combat once it's been dealt damage. But you have to put on the all the
Oh,
stops.
interesting.
All right. He says, "I'm not going to mess with that. I got my 6th land. I want my dragon."
Yep, get your dragon. Buy back your 2/2 thing. 1 land away from Ugin.
Yeah, I mean the Ugin will be able to exile this Guardian if it has taken damage, but it will also just probably put him in a pretty commanding advantage, even if he doesn't get to exile it.
Hmm.
Another land here, not good. We're gonna twin bolt the tokens. He's got an Embermouth Sentinel, so he's got a 2/1 with no text at this point. I mean, actually, well, there was a game where I had mulliganed a 6 drop to the bottom of my deck And then late game, I drew Embermouth Sentinel, and I just shuffled.
Hey,
So.
sometimes it does what you need it to do, right? Oh, but he's got the dragon that
Oh,
goes
this time
right
again.
on the
Oh, he puts it into
battlefield.
play. Okay, it has more than no text. This is the first time I've ever seen it get a land into play, and I've
Me
seen a
too.
lot of them cast, and I've cast a bunch. But I
We have our seventh land.
okay. Well, he doesn't have any legal targets for the trigger.
No, he does not. We'll see what he goes for.
I mean, he could send in his two junky creatures, I guess, or just
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, because even if the guardian just blocks, it'll lose
It,
hexproof, right?
well, if it blocks the 3/5, they trade, which obviously Matthew has no interest in doing. But yeah, this game is
Look at
looks
Ryan.
to
He's got the
be.
full control on. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, they've like for the most part they've kind of done away with the white deal damage to attacking and blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, we just get like a destroy, or like a tapped creature, something like that.
Ryan types out "Not today, Arena."
Well, it's not really arena. It's more just it just doesn't let you do that unless you set the stop. It's weird that way. But yeah, a lot of people don't even know that like there's like this end of combat thing after damage while it's still an
Mm-hmm.
attacker. It's just not really like I said. Most of the white cards like that nowadays just deal tap creatures. Like we've just seen that so much in the past few sets, the luminous rebukes of the world and whatnot. All right, so we're gonna get a game 3 here. I just noticed Matthew is not running a 60 card deck, but 61 it looked like, which is a little more temperate than a 71, I'll say. I think Adrian's gonna be hearing about that from more than just one person, which I believe he was contacted by one of your Mardu associates, and he said he was in a rush and built the deck in 10 minutes.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. That's all the details I have. So I'll give him
I
the
have no
benefit of
comment.
the doubt that with more time, maybe he would have had you know, a more compact build. But he did what he did.
We'll see. It is fun to watch the Mardu deck cast again. This deck that's trying to be real aggressive can still make it to 7 mana and cast their big bomb.
I think league games lend themselves to just the games are just going to go longer. I think he cited in a counter spell here. Yeah, I think he cited in the spectral denial after seeing the planeswalker. Perhaps it still does not. I believe you get the trigger as it's on cast, right,
Yes.
for the
And we're looking
planeswalker.
at yeah, it was a
I
cast
mean,
trigger.
you can still
Well,
counter it and have it not resolve, but you still lose your permanent, so which is
yeah,
unfortunate.
7 mana exile spell. We're looking at bringing in a blue card, rediscover the way. It's a saga, but we took it out.
Yeah, that strikes me as a little too fancy. It's some nice card advantage, but I don't think it's on theme from what I've seen of Ryan's deck.
Yeah, I think he's worried about the long game.
Yeah,
Even
I
though
mean,
even though
he saw
you won it last time.
how many copies of that card draw spell to seize the opportunity, and he probably has other card draw because he's playing blue. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the classic. Can I kill them before they take over the game with their card advantage? And the first game, the answer was no, and the second game, the answer was, I guess, yes. I mean, just
Yeah, it's just,
just
I
too
mean,
many lands, too many lands for Matthew.
yeah, he just
Just
yeah he just drew on. He drew
land after land
poorly.
after land. It wasn't that he wasn't able to make the game go long. He was able to make it go long. He just didn't draw what he needed.
We're keeping a pretty slow hand over here.
Yeah, what's he holding?
We have an artful maneuver, the feral death gorger, and an offender at large.
Artful maneuver is +2/+2 with rebound.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's from our bonus,
one and a white.
not bonus sheet, but our custom set here that
Mhm.
we're opening
Same with
alongside.
offender at large with disguise.
No, that's okay. Yeah, there was some, I guess, morph and manifest and face down stuff in the custom set, which is cool. I do enjoy my face down cards. If Matthew were wanted to, he could probably narrow that down to a few cards. There's probably not too
Oh,
many
yeah.
disguised creatures in our custom set. Thunder at large, it gives something +2/+0 when it flips.
Either +2/+0 or +3/+0. I don't
It could
remember.
be
It
plus
gives it
three.
pumps something.
It's a
Yeah.
5/4, and you can turn it for 5. Yeah, so interesting that Matthew wanting to get, I guess, full value out of his rare here. He has not played his Steel Cutter, which was in his opening hand.
Oh,
That's the equipment that can make monks when you cast your second
yeah.
spell. So
It's a good one.
the main problem here, which you may have, or at least we could see, but you may have guessed, is the missing color here of white.
Yeah.
So he has 2 white cards in hand. He has a white card exiled with the Equilibrium Adept. So he does have the Steel Cutter, the Channeled Dragonfire, which is the sorcery shock with Harmonize, and the Island Dragon, the big 6-drop Omen common. But he does have 2 white cards in hand and 1 exile that can't be cast. So if Ryan can cast all, the majority of spells in his hand, he'll be in good shape. If Matthew can't do that.
Ryan can, but they're all a little slow. He's got the Death Gorger, the 6-drop. He drew a Purging Stormbrood, which is the 5-mana dragon. One in a white. I think it's +2/+2 and
Oh,
hexproof.
it gives lifelink and hexproof,
Lifelink.
I think.
Yep. So looks like he's going to put a counter on it first.
Is he missing lands or no?
No, he's
Okay.
not. I think he's trying to bait a block here so he can give the +2/+2.
Hmm.
So
I
that
think
block
Matthew's
is. Oh
okay
no,
with
he's got
that.
the.
I think Matthew says if you have a trick, that's fine. Or maybe not.
Because now Matthew's hand is just Art for Maneuver, the Dragon,
Oh,
the
Ryan's hand.
Stormbrood, and the Exile. Yeah, yeah, Ryan's hand. And 3 lands.
All right. Well, we got pretty much the best draw you could have here.
Lanes.
That's the one, and it's one of my favorite planes. That's like one of my favorite planes on Arena that are that from Dominaria United. So
Killcorn Cutter.
very beautiful choice of planes here. I have to comment, Matthew, despite his allegiance to the Sultai.
This artifact is really going to do a lot of work.
Yeah, that card is strong. That card is real good.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, it pumps out tokens, but also just has the added text of like in the late game, your big dragon might have haste and trample,
Yep.
right? When you get to like
Haste.
7 mana or 8 mana late in the game. All right, he says, I don't want to be double struck here, so I will exhale that guy out of here. Man, these exhale cycle, they like, I mean, the blue one is a counter spell, so it's obviously a bit different, but like they gave premium interaction for 2 mana at every color at instant speed.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of wild. And
The removal of this set's pretty good.
yeah, I guess in a set where there's like big flyers, they won't always get them, but they still get a lot of them. Like this Purging Stormbrood still gets got by like the red one, the white one. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, it has ward, but like they just gave all the colors premium interaction. Again, the blue one is like a bit of a step down from the others, but still good. All right, so Matthew's deciding what to do here now that he has a bunch of mana. He has 2 of his dragons here: the Durgar Island Dragon and the Dawnbreaker. So the 2 commons with Omen, and he has that Channel Dragonfire, the Shock.
Yeah, I was like, can he deal with this 4/4?
I mean, he can channel Dragonfire twice if he wants. He has a mountain in
Defender
hand.
at
He could play
large.
it. He could harmonize it. He's going to cost him 4 life, so I don't know if that's really on the menu here. And turns
Defender
out
at large
it's not.
is +2/+, so we got to hover over it so we can
Is it two?
got
Oh
the
yeah, is it?
answer.
I thought it was +2. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Like I said, if Matthew is one to check, he could narrow down this to. Okay, so he's just gonna basically chump attack his creature to try and finish off the dragon with Channel Dragonfire. This might be the time where you look at your opponent's pool, I think.
Yeah, Ryan's tanky. He did say thinking.
Yeah. If there was a time that somebody would be inclined to do it, this might be one of those times. Just to see like
Yeah.
what is exactly the suite of things that they could have, and it's not a very large suite to be sure.
And it's also like it's a pretty obvious. Like I feel like Ryan will riz this race if he doesn't block. Like blocking is almost unnecessary.
Yeah, as it stands, Ryan can dump a bit more damage here.
Let's see. Matthew felt out the attack in the last game where he wouldn't attack into the white or wouldn't block into the white removal spell.
I mean, the players
See,
like the players are just so astute now. Like so many good players here.
yeah.
So I'm just so impressed by like everybody. You know, like I was watching our team the team draft yesterday, Teamer versus Sultan. I was impressed by my teammates. I was impressed by the quality of the opponents, and a couple of them were players that are pretty new, like didn't really know anything about a couple of
Mhm.
the opponents, and it still just were solid. Like nobody made a fool of themselves. Absolutely not. So and we're at what 180? How many? 183, something like that.
A lot. A
Yeah.
lot, a lot.
Some would say potentially it's a bit too much, but you know, better than getting too few. So I imagine Ryan has taken a moment to look over the potential cards that could be at play here. That would be taking a few moments to make his decision, which is perfectly warranted, and
Takes it.
his decision is no. Okay, so he is actually just going to fire off this Dragonfire here to get another monk and a
Wow,
counter here
interesting.
and a scry, and he's got a Kishla Trawlers on top. That's the 3/2 that can get back an instant or
A
sorcery from
spell.
your graveyard
Yeah.
by exiling a creature. Yeah, I had a deck the other day in draft with like three of those, and I had two of the hunter, the green 3/3 trample that gets a counter whenever a card leaves your graveyard,
Mhm.
and I had two copies of the green blue like the regrowth, the instant speed regrowth. So I was just doing some fun loops. And the Kishla Trawler actually creates two triggers for that 3/3 because two cards leave the graveyard separately. So yeah, it was like a fun loops type of deck. So is Ryan doing anything here except turning up his creature? Does he have another trick here?
He still has the artful maneuvers. He could
Okay.
play
Okay,
artful maneuver and Zergo. He drew Zergo this turn.
yeah, that's probably better than flipping up.
Yeah, because he could save the flip up. Although if he goes for some kind of double block, the flip up,
So if he
I guess
flips
it.
it up, it'll be a 5/5, and then he could give the plus to the dragon. He doesn't even have to give it to itself, right?
What's it? You got a counter too. It'll be a 6/5.
Yeah, 6/5 exactly. Oh, it's already a 5/4, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I thought in my head I thought it was a 4/4, but
Yeah, so it's like he could push more damage here by flipping, but I think the artful maneuver into Zergo a little more defensive. Once they start pointing the burn spell at your face, you got to be a little scared,
yeah,
right?
that's one. I mean, it was just like he did get a bunch of triggers off it.
Yeah,
Like he got a scry and a +1 counter and a monk. So and obviously Ryan sniffed out, probably what it was, and he said, okay, he's not gonna he's not gonna fall for it, basically, right?
yeah. He
So
figured it out.
he
Yeah,
said, okay, he knows I'm not gonna get him that way. It's a sorcery, so I can't get him on his turn. Might as well just get my trigger here. They're just like good, solid decisions. Like not trying to be fancy and not trying to hold your card to be super fancy. Just get something out of your card right now, even if it's a little unconventional to just throw a burn spell at opponent's face when they're at 15.
yeah. I mean, you just get it back, do it again, make another monk.
He's gonna tap the Zergo, and he's gonna get a nice attack here.
Oh yeah,
So you get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is this 13?
yeah. If he has the plus prowess, pretty good.
4, yeah.
Yeah,
He just gets to cast it, go to 11, and these players are impressive,
yeah. Very well played on both sides.
Just coming out of nowhere here with the kill, and that 2 damage to the face was, I guess he would have still had lethal without the, but actually no, he wouldn't because he got the extra monk and the counter. So just
Yeah.
played. He played once he saw the trawlers on top last turn. he played with a plan for the rest of the game, and he executed it to perfection here. So congratulations to Matthew. Another tough go for our Mardu player on the other side there. But Sultai comes out on top in this feature match. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back a little while for our final match of the week.